I wake up, my thoughts still hazy. My arm feels a little heavy as I reach out for my glasses. I must have developed a light fever. With that detached thought, I put them on. Vision got blurry for a second. My vision returns to normal, but my mild dizziness persists. My symptoms resemble those of a cold, but this is one of those fevers peculiar to the morning. Like an engine that hasn't started up in a while being warmed by combustion, this feeling will subside with time. There's a knock at the door. After a short pause...
失礼します。
Good morning, Hisui. With a bow, Hisui enters the room.
おはよう、翡翠。今朝もありがとう。
おはようございます、四季様。お目覚めになられていたのですね。
ああ、昨日はぐっすり眠ったから。着替えたらすぐに食堂に行くよ。琥珀さんにはちょっと熱があるから、量は少なめだって伝えてほしい。
かしこまりました。体温計は必要でしょうか？
いらないよ。どうせいつもの微熱だし。
それでは着替えはここに。食堂でお待ちしております。
God, it kind of feels weird that Shiki's living a normal life now, especially after what happened in the past, 2 days. Hisui bows and leaves the room. Perhaps it's just me, but her bow didn't seem as sharp as usual.
心配してくれてるのかな。でもこんなの本当にいつものことなんだけど。
I appreciate the concern, but it's nothing to make a fuss over. It'd be more warranted for a wound like that. Yeah. Covered with duct tape and everything. One you can tell is serious at first glance.
しかしガムテープは本当ないよな。見てるこっちの血の気が引いたし。今度会ったら
Next time you see her. Okay. I cut myself short before I can finally finish my sentence. There is no next time. We'll never see each other again. You couldn't convince me to get involved with that walking calamity of a woman again. Not for all the money in the world.
そうだ。
She is rich,
それがいいに決まってる。
but she just makes money out of thin air. I guess you can call that rich. I digest that undeniable fact. It's Monday, the beginning of the week, perfect for getting a fresh start. I wonder how the people at school are gonna react to you being gone, and then just you suddenly coming back. Having washed my face and dressed myself, I enter the living room. Akiya is sitting on the sofa. The clock has only just struck 7, but she seems to have already finished her breakfast and is now gracefully enjoying a cup of tea.
あら、おはよう、兄
Oh,
さん。
look at you with that smile on your
今朝は
face.
早いんですね。
Akiya seems to be in a good mood. I wonder if it's because she's pleased to see me up and about so early.
おはよう。秋葉の方こそいつもおはよう。
All of a sudden, I start feeling lightheaded, so I pinch the bridge of my nose. Even then, the dizziness won't go away. My body temperature rises, so much so that I even start to think that something is wrong.
兄さん。
The hell? I hear the faint rustling of clothes and the sound of approaching footsteps.
どうかしました？顔が赤いけど、熱でもあるんですか？
いや、熱は確かにあるんだけど。
Akiya comes right up next to me and peers up into my face from below. That's odd. For some reason, when I look at her, it feels like my dizziness gets even more intense.
少し熱があるようですね。昨夜はきちんと毛布を使いましたか？環境が変わったから調子を崩しただけでしょうけど、念には念よね。そこで待っていてください、兄さん。今琥珀を呼びつけますから、朝食の前に熱を測りましょう。
Akiya turns her gaze to the lobby. She must be planning to go and call for Koako-san, who is currently preparing breakfast in the kitchen. I take this opportunity to avert my gaze from Akiya. You good? As I suspected, that was all it took to alleviate my dizziness.
いいんだ、アキハ。琥珀さんを呼ぶまでもないよ。
I wouldn't be so sure. That might get worse when you go to school.
起きたばかりで体調が悪いだけだから、いちいち気にしないで。
体調が悪いのならなおさら放っておけません。風邪だったらどうするんですか。些細な病気でも兄さんには大事でしょ。免疫や抵抗力が人より低いんですから。
Exasperately, Akia places her hand on my forehead. The sudden cool touch of her delicate palm sends a shiver down the back of my neck. Akia is right. There is something wrong with me this morning. I don't understand why, but every single move she makes goes right to my head. Just watching her is enough to make my body temperature rise. If I were to touch her directly, it'd probably make me so dizzy that I'd collapse.
兄さん、随分と熱くないですか。
I feel Akia's voice echoing, not in my ears, but directly inside my brain. It's as if her beautiful black hair and her pale, porcelain skin have turned into heat and are flowing directly into my head. Like what she does in Melty Blood? Or something like that? I don't know. It's not good, whatever it is. This is bad. This feeling will pass. My body's just a little unstable as a result of all the fatigue that has accumulated. But what I need to do right now, before I do something unthinkable in front of Akia, is...
よし、休養を思い出した。
I brush off her hand and run like the wind.
シキ様、朝食まであと5分ほどかかりますが。
そうか、ありがとう。俺のカバンは？
カバンでしたらこちらに。
Flawless preparation. That's Itsue for you. I think Hisu and take my bag from her. What are you doing?
行ってくる。見送りはいいから。
お待ちなさい。熱があるのに何をしているんですか、兄さんは。第一、廊下は走らない。妹の言うことはきちんと聞くが我が家のルールです。おとなしく今で熱を測ってください。
Aki is waiting for me in the lobby. She must have come to try and stop me. However, given that she's following her own rule about not running in the corridors, it seems she's only just made it here from the living room.
悪い。ルールを守るのはまた後で。熱も下がったし、このまま学校に行ってくる。朝飯は勝手になんとかするから、今朝は多めに見てくれ。
なんとかするって、ちょっと、兄さん？待ちなさい。何ですかその言い分は。後で守るルールなんて、それじゃあ規則とは呼べません。
Is he really just running? Oh my. I dash to the entryway toward the front door of the mansion, as if trying to escape Akia's nagging. In my heart, I clasp my hands together in silent prayer and apologize. I appreciate that she's worried about my health. But what was I supposed to say? The truth is, just looking at you is almost enough to make me pass out. I can't even begin to imagine the retaliation that would have been in store for me if I had. It's weird. After taking a deep breath, I'm finally able to calm down. I should be safe now that I've put this much distance between us. Aki isn't childish enough to announce, I'm going to go to school too, and then chase after her older brother as he legs it.
けど、怒る理由がルールについてなのが、秋葉らしいな。
Remembering what she said earlier brings a weary smile to my lips. Even though she's my sister, to this day I still can't say for sure whether her emotional boiling point is high or low.
コンビニにでも寄っていくか。
I don't have a lot of money in my wallet, but I should at least get something light to eat. I resent the fact that I actually have an appetite today of all days. Normally I wouldn't mind skipping breakfast, but I'm pretty hungry this morning, so I've just got to suck it up. I'll pick up some stuffed bread. That should be enough to tide me over until lunchtime. Only a few minutes have passed since I stopped by the convenience store. It's about half an hour earlier than I'd usually be going to school. There aren't many students visible on the sidewalk. In about 10 minutes, the area around the school gates will be packed with them, but for now there are only 2 or 3, myself included. Unlike the other day, there's no sign of the unbelievably beautiful woman sitting on the guardrail, waiting for someone. In the schoolyard, the sports clubs are in the middle of their morning practice. With a sidelong glance in their direction, I head toward the entrance. I like moving my body, it makes me feel alive. However, I wasn't able to join any clubs. Because I have chronic anemia, there's a chance I'd let the rest of the team down when it counts. Plus my doctor also strongly insists that I refrain from overexerting myself. My freshman year, there were a couple of clubs that offered to let me join. Whenever they did, I always turned them down by saying, maybe next time. And each time, I felt an indescribable sense of estrangement. And so, here we are. I suppose I've been avoiding getting involved with them in any way, operating according to some sort of subconscious self-defense mechanism. I put a stop to my sentimental musings, silently cheering on my kindred spirits in the sports clubs as they give it their all. I continued toward the main school building. Oh, hey, Noah.
おはようしきくん、今朝は早くない？
はい、ちょっと時間を間違えて。おはようございます、ノエル先生。
On my way to the classroom, I bump into Noelle-sensei. She seems pretty shocked to see me. I suppose she wasn't expecting to run into anyone here at this hour either.
時間を間違えると遅刻するんじゃなくて、早くから登校しちゃうんだ。しきくんはあれね、勤勉かね。今時の若い子ならもっと気楽に生きていいんじゃない？
十分気楽にやってますよ。勉強好きでもありませんし。それより金曜日の無断欠席についてですけど。
あれね、大丈夫。お家には連絡入れてないから。たった1日のボイコットなんて普通だものね。しきくんだってその方が都合が良かったでしょ？
With a suggestive chuckle, Noelle-sensei says something rather out of character for a teacher. She's always out of character for a teacher. She really did me a favor. Or rather, I think she saved me. Akiho would have been significantly angrier at me as she'd discovered I was absent on Friday. I get the feeling that Noelle-sensei's education policy is just a tad too lenient.
あ、しきくんたら頭固いんだ。先生は不真面目なわけじゃありません。生徒の自主性を尊重してのことです。だってみんなこんなにも若くて美味しそうなんですもの。
Delicious looking?
1日ぐらい背伸びして遊びに行くのは仕方のないことだと思うの。
いえ、遊びに行っていたとかそういうんじゃなくて。
なんて冗談よ。分かってます分かってます。例の貧血でしょ。真面目なしきくんが火遊びをするわけないものね。
Playing with fire, oh lord.
それで体の方は大丈夫？痛いところとか残ってない？
She really had me worried there. In truth, Noelle-sensei's joke hit the nail right in the head, but I'm not about to tell her that.
貧血の方はなんとか。今朝は特に調子がいいです。
Yeah, sure.
さあ、それはよかった。じゃあ今日から気楽な学生生活に戻れるわね。
At least for now.
ところで慢性的な貧血という話だけど、しきくんはいつからそういう体質なの？やっぱり生まれつき？
生まれつきではないんです。子供の頃に事故に遭って、それ以来というか。
まあそれは気の毒に。それで運動をしなくなったり食欲が薄くなったりしたのね。それでどんなだったのかしら。
Why are you so curious about this?
はい？
I couldn't help but sound a little defensive at her cryptic question. As if licking her lipstick-laden lips with her tongue, Noelle-sensei says,
だからどんな事故だったのと聞いたの。体がおかしくなるぐらいの怪我だったんでしょ。やっぱりすごく痛くて泣きわめくほど怖かったのよね。それこそ一度死んで生まれ変わってしまうぐらい。
Is she reading up on something? I kind of get the feeling that she kind of knows that something's up with me. Or Shiki, rather. Sometimes with, like, games and stuff, I put myself in the protagonist. It's just a me thing. But yeah. I think that's kind of where she's getting at. An indescribable chill runs through me. Not in reaction to Noelle-sensei's insensitive remarks. She's just gotten an insatiable curiosity. Or perhaps more accurately, I should say she has an inability to read the room. That much has been clear since she started here. What gave me a pause is that I realized I don't actually remember the details of the accident at all.
ただの事故ですよ。こうして無事だし、大したことじゃありません。そろそろ時間だし、失礼します。
I bowed to Noelle-sensei and walked past her.
四季君、
I turn around in response to my name being called.
体調がいいのなら今日からしっかりね。これ以上無断欠席はしない方が身のためよ。
Sure. With something like a wink, the returnee from France turns and heads towards the staff room. I thought I'd be the first to arrive, but several of my classmates are already in the classroom.
早いな、遠野。金曜どうしたん？
おはよう。金曜は体調不良。そっちは朝練終わり？
そうそう。放課後の部活動だけじゃなく朝練まで自重しろって話になってきてさ、首相を交代したばっかだってのにこんなんじゃ統率取れねえよなあ。
It had looked like everything was business, as usual for the athletic clubs, but I suppose even they had been affected by the vampire incident. Is that what we're calling it now? Well, they just need to wait it out a little while. The incident will soon fade from the public consciousness and club activities will return to normal. 5 minutes until homeroom. I just sit there, reflecting on how lovely it is that the day's classes are about to begin with that incident.
やっほー、サボりまー、おはようございます。
The homie is here. Someone calls out to me from behind, ruining my morning.
やっす、不良くん。金曜日はナイス無断欠席でしたね。おかげで今朝また一段と元気ありそう。なんだよ、金土日と寝込んでたんじゃねえの？
寝込んでないし、貧弱でもない。金曜日はたまたま気分が悪くなっただけで、家に帰ったら回復したよ。面倒なんでそのまま学校は休んだけど。
マジか。あの豪華なお屋敷でのんびりアンニュイライフとか、たった3日でお貴族様の仲間入りかよ。相変わらず気も深いっつうか順応性高いっつうか、ほんと住めば都なのな遠野は。めちゃくちゃ羨ましくねえ。
Kinda looks like Dimple from Mob Psycho a little bit. Arihiko's bluff is a sight to behold. We could all stand to learn a thing or two from his rebellious spirit.
言っとくけど慣れてないぞ。お前な、あの家がどれだけでかいか見てないから。有彦、遠野の屋敷知ってるのか？
うんにゃ、知らぬ。あんだけ高いところにあって、かつ周りは塀と林だろ。敷地の中に入らねえと見えねえだろ。いや、デバガメ根性で見たいけどよ。でもほら、オタクセキュリティとかおすごいんでしょ？
俺が知るか。ああ、いや、恵子さんの話じゃ年に数回泥棒騒ぎがあるらしいけど、遠野邸に警察が駆けつけたことなんかないって言ってたし。お前だって丘の上の屋敷に泥棒が入ったなんて話聞いたことないだろ。
お前、それ年に数回賊が押し入るのに警察が来ないって、それやばくね？
あり地獄っぽくね？
どこが？
The burglars are getting caught before the police even have a chance to show up. I'd call that pretty good security, not pretty bad.
いやだからよ、そもそも外に出てきてねえんじゃねえの？その泥棒さん。
なるほど。それならどんな噂も広まらないか。
We nod gravely to each other. We were terrified to think that any deeper on the topic, so we both do our best to change the subject.
そうそう、土曜の事故現場もう見たか？北口駅前の大火事、地下からの出火だったって話。
いや、まだ見てない。話だけは聞いているけど。
Yeah, there was this vampire chick that was fighting this other vampire. And
あの
started
前
a
に
whole
あっ
bunch
た
of
公園が
chaos, right?
ごっそり地下に陥没してる。あれひでえぜ。
I totally
元に
wasn't
戻
a
す
part
の
of
1
the
年は
vow.
かかるんじゃねえかな。でもまあ悪いことばかりじゃない。警備員やらテレビ局やらが押し寄せてるんで、北口のバカども鳴りを潜めやがったからな。
そうなのか。じゃあ倉見橋駅のホテルの話は？
倉見橋のホテルってあのドームホテル？ああ、そういえばあっちでも火災があったんだっけ？北口の壊れっぷりがすげえんで忘れてたわ。
I can't blame Haruhiko for his lack of discretion. Even though all those people burned to death in that incident, to Haruhiko it's just a story from the next town over. Thanks to the constant stream of news we're subject to in this day and age, no matter how tragic an event is, it will always be eclipsed by the next lurid news story and pushed out to the public consciousness.
何にせよ物騒なのは変わらねえってことか。そういうお前さんもどうなんだよ。遠野は中学からこっち貧血持ちのくせに学校だけは休まなかったじゃねえか。ま、登校した瞬間に帰るっていう離れ技は何度かあったけどな。
それと似たようなものだよ。交差点あたりまでは登校したんだけど、そこで気分が悪くなって帰ったんだ。
弓塚といいお前といい、最近素行が悪いんじゃない
Oh,
か。
is she not here too?
素行が悪いっていうのは否定しないけど、弓塚さんどうかしたのか？
木曜からずっと欠席。今朝も来てね。あいつもずっと優等生してたからな。いい加減テンパってたのかもしれん。しかし振り点だから上がれないと。
That sounds suspicious. Haruhiko's analogies are unique, shall we say.
おっと、じゃ俺はこれで。さらば
That's the
だ。
bell.
金曜サボった分真面目に勉学に励むがいい。
Haruhiko cheerfully leaves the classroom. He must be going to hide in the infirmary or something. It seems like today it's his turn to skip class. The minute the bell rings for lunch, this degenerate reappears, yawning as though he's only just woken up.
よく寝た。殿、飯食おうぜ、飯。
What a guy. I've got a hunch that the only three things bouncing around in that skull of his are sleep, food, and sex.
そりゃ飯は当然のように食べるけど、いいのか俺なんかに構って。ランチは先輩と一生がお前のマイブームじゃなかったっけ？
あ？先輩とランチだ。
Haruhiko frowns, his expression souring. Looks like Senpai gave him the cold shoulder again today. I go and get lunch with Haruhiko, having slept his fill in the infirmary.
宗谷駅前で検索と。何の新展開もねえな。
He is now hard at work hunting for information, mobile phone in hand. It's like they say, trailing behind society by even 4 hours can prove fatal. It could also just be a case of internet addiction, But it's Haruhiko we're talking about. He's a different breed from the other students. Keeping up to date with what happened at Soya Station isn't just Haruhiko amusing himself with other people's affairs. He's earnestly checking for anything that will give him an edge when it comes to surviving the nighttime world of the business district.
また定番のコンビニレジ強盗ですか。店員刃物で腹部を刺され重傷、犯人はアルコール依存症。うへえ、言ったそう。酔っ払いに話通じねえもんな。やっぱ買い物は通販に限りますな。
Haruhiko demolishes his meal, browsing his phone with his other hand all the while. The tradition of a father reading the newspaper during mealtime is completely transformed into its modern-day equivalent right in front of me. Anyway, leaving that modern-day critique aside,
有彦、食事時にその手のニュース読み上げるの楽しいか？
楽しくねえですよ。けど世間に興味を持たない間抜けな友人のために世の中の物騒さを知らしめなきゃならんでしょ。聞いてますか、遠野くん。北口は倒壊するわ、酔っ払いは人を刺すわ、無差別に人を殺す通り魔はいるわ。他人事じゃねえかもなんだぜ。
それは確かに。でも通り魔事件はもう起きないんだ。北口の事故はどうしようもないけど、それ以外はいつも通りってことだろ。
そうなの？通り魔って捕まったんだ。
いや、捕まってはいないだろうけど。
how much do you want to tell him now? The culprit is no longer of this world. That's why there aren't any news stories with vulgar headlines about modern-day vampires, nor are there people being meaninglessly murdered by them.
ともかく、もうあんなふざけた事件は起きないし、犠牲者も出ないってこと。街は元に戻ったんだよ。
しかし犠牲者は出ると思うぜ、遠野。
出ないよ。なんで断言できるんだよ、有彦。
だっておい、今朝で9人目の死体が発見されたって、今ニュースで流れてる。
Haruhiko shows me the screen of his phone. I can't believe my eyes. It's just as he said. There, on a news aggregator website, under a heading consisting of a bird's eye view of the plaza north of Suya Station, is the information regarding the vampire serial killings.
マジかよ。ここいつも行ってる映画館の裏じゃねえか？
待て、もう一度よく見せてくれ。
Did they list the victims? Or something? I borrowed the phone from Haruhiko. This isn't some troll spreading and misinformation, nor is it substantiated speculation. Unsubstantiated speculation. The screen clearly shows an official statement from the police, announcing that the serial killer's 9th victim was discovered last night. I'm at a loss for words. Vlav is dead. I killed him with my own 2 hands. So then, why are corpses with their blood-sucked drives still appearing?
しかし現代の吸血鬼か。
God, what the hell?
相手が美人のお姉さんなら座
Don't tell me Arkwait's tripping. Unless there's another vampire on the loose.
美人の吸血鬼。
My spine freezes at Haruhiko's casual remark. I wouldn't mind having my blood sucked so long as the vampire was a hot babe. I can't take these playful words as a mere joke.
事件はまだ終わっていない。
The appearance of new victims proves that the vampire is still alive and well. A simple process of elimination is all that's needed. Vlav is gone. That means the only other remaining vampire is... I don't think she would suddenly switch up like that. Yeah, that's hard to believe, I think.